In a world where carbs are your enemy, you need one man to help you fight your battles. That man is Jimmy.
Combating nutrition disinformation and general bull. It's Jimmy Rants. JimmyRants.com.
What's up, you guys? Welcome back to another Instagram Live, and we're here with another episode of Jimmy Rants. If you're brand new to Jimmy Rants, hop on over to JimmyRants.com. You'll see how the magic works. We start off over on Instagram. I do a couple of live videos every single day. Go follow me at Instagram at Livin' Low Carb Man. That's LIVINLOWCARBMAN. Once you're there, you can engage in the content live, just like all of these people are doing right now. If you missed the live, it's okay. We have all the episodes up for 24 hours on Instagram for replay if you want to watch it there. If you missed the replay on Instagram, it does disappear after 24 hours, but we throw all the past episodes up on YouTube. So go type in a keyword search Jimmy Rants on YouTube or a Google search, and you will find the show. Finally, we have a Jimmy Rants podcast, which has the best of the best moments of this here show in podcast form over on Apple Podcasts. Go subscribe, you guys. Leave us a review. All of this, you guys, is at JimmyRants.com. Today's Jimmy Rants is all about that subject that nobody really wants to talk about. Because when people go keto, their primary reason, a lot of people, their primary reason for going keto is weight loss. And of course, a lot of that is reinforced by all the news articles they've seen about keto. When people cut their carbs and they're eating more fat, they're losing so much weight. And so therefore, weight loss is the objective of keto. Can I be controversial and say that weight loss is not the primary objective of going keto? Are you with me? Because a lot of people, they go keto because they've heard it's some magical weight loss diet. Can I just tell you, it is not the reason why you should ever, ever, ever go keto for the weight loss. The reason you go keto is because, number one, all of those foods that are non-keto, that are crappy garbage type of foods, that are white flour, white sugar, refined grains, and even some starchy carbohydrates, they're just not doing your body any good. They're spiking your blood sugar, they're spiking your insulin, they're raising your inflammation levels, and all of these things put your body in a state where you're not optimally healthy. So if you can't be optimally healthy, what's the point of eating anyway? Any diet that you do, what's the point of it if it's not making you optimally healthy? So obviously, eliminating all of those things from your diet and embracing real whole foods that nourish your body, that keep your insulin levels down, that keep your blood sugar levels under control, that lowers inflammation, that does all of these really, really good things in your health, that is the goal of any good, successful diet. It's not about weight loss. So then it becomes, okay, if it's not about weight loss, which is an easy marker to watch and see change in the day-to-day, that's why people step on a scale, because they need validation in the day-to-day while they've gone keto that they're doing something good for their bodies. And so what I want to talk about in this Jimmy Rants is there are lots and lots of subjective signs that you are being successful on your keto plan. And a lot of these might not even be evident to you right away unless you start thinking about it, which is why I'm doing this Jimmy Rants today. I want you to know that there are so many things that you can be on the lookout for that show you're doing great on your ketogenic approach. So you guys ready? The first one that you will notice is that maybe you had nagging aches and pains in the body somewhere. Maybe you had a sore lower back. Maybe you had a shoulder that's kind of been giving you trouble. Maybe you had headaches. Maybe you had some kind of a pain in your life, and when you go keto, all that stuff clears up. That's a great subjective sign that keto is working. What else? Let's say you have your meal and you eat the meal and you're able to go a very long time without eating again. Like 8, 10, 12, maybe upwards of 16, 18, 24 hours. That is a great sign that you are doing very good on your ketogenic lifestyle. What if you go keto and all of those foods that you thought you could never live without, suddenly you're able to do just fine without them because you don't have the cravings for them anymore? Even if the weight loss isn't cooperating with keto, that is a great sign that you're overcoming your addiction to carbohydrates. And so hopefully I'm kind of putting on your radar screen a little bit that there are ways to measure and look for subjective signs of success when you go keto that go well beyond weight loss. I know a lot of people, they put all the emphasis on the weight loss, and I think to the exclusion of all of these health markers getting better. Now there's another one. Health markers. Look at the blood work. Your triglycerides will fall like a rock. Your signs of inflammation will go way, way down. Things like HSCRP. Your fasting insulin will go way down. Your blood sugar will normalize. Your A1C will come down into the normal range. All of these things are really, really good signs that you're doing great things for your body. So it always tickles me to death when I hear people say, keto didn't work. And I always kind of look back at them and go, oh, so it didn't make you feel better? You weren't more energetic? You weren't less anxious? And that's another benefit, by the way. Your brain health just calms down. Maybe you had mood issues. You're chilled now. Maybe you had fits of anger and you didn't understand why you were having that. It all calms down. And people don't look at those things as a sign of success. So people will say, well, keto didn't work for me. And I'm like, oh, you didn't feel more energetic. You weren't less anxious. You didn't see your blood sugar come down. Oh yeah, all that stuff happened. I just didn't lose any weight. And I'm going, how can you say that keto didn't work for you? What you should accurately say is your unrealistic expectation of keto didn't work for you. Because if you're coming into keto and expecting it to be some grand weight loss miracle, and when weight loss doesn't happen, you start blaming it on keto, get out of here. Get out of here. Because there's so many things that could impact your weight that are well apart from whatever it is in your diet. So you could have the best low-fat diet and not lose weight. You could have the best Mediterranean diet and not lose weight. You could do the best paleo diet and not lose weight. And yes, you can do the best ketogenic diet in the world and not lose weight, because there's other things at play other than weight. Things like insulin resistance, things like stress, things like lack of sleep, things like hormonal imbalances, things like medications. All of these things can impact your weight. And so if you're not recognizing that weight is managed by so much more than diet, then of course, when keto, quote, fails you because you didn't have weight loss happen, of course you're going to think it failed you. But when you put the focus, which is what we're doing on this Jimmy Rants here today, when you put the focus back on what does matter, and it's all those subjective signs of keto success, which I just talked about, it changes your perspective. It changes your mind. It puts your mind in the right place to now embrace this as a healthy lifestyle change. And by lifestyle change, it's not a diet that's just fleeting weight loss here today, gone tomorrow. It's about whole health change. And see, here's the reality, you guys. For some people, maybe weight loss is their goal. For some people, they're going to have to heal their body for a very long time. Think about how long, how many years, how many decades that it could take for your body to get obese, overweight, and unhealthy. Now, people go keto, and within a week, they're upset because they're not magically back to a place of healing again. that doesn't make any sense to anybody. So you've got to look at it from the perspective of, look how long it took to get to this place where your body is a wreck, that you have extra weight on the body, that you have insulin resistance, that you have health issues going on. Look how long it took to get there. Now, it's not going to take that long to undo it, but it is going to take a while. And for some people, you've just got to be patient. I have certainly been through the ringer and back, trying to do various modalities to try to bring this about in my own life. And for me, the current thing that I'm doing, this keto carnivore, has been the thing that's finally started to make the needle move, not just on the health markers, but now on the fat loss. But I could have easily said, well, none of this is working, I just screw it all. And that's not acceptable. Maybe you're watching this right now and maybe you've gotten frustrated because you've tried things and you were using weight as the measurement by which you have succeeded or failed on your keto or really anything. Stop that. Start looking at some of these subjective signs of success that would show your keto is absolutely working brilliantly. And when you come at it from this fresh perspective of what's it doing to my health, and subjectively, how do I feel? And am I able to be very satiated and happy? You can't put a price on that, even if it means you have a little extra weight on your body in the meantime. All right, let's see what you guys have to say. Welcome in, welcome in. Thanks for being here, you guys. Ketoneogenesis, Beth says, the first thing I noticed was extreme energy. Then I was able to sleep through the night because my throbbing hands and carpal tunnel wasn't keeping me up. All of that happened in the first 2 weeks. And see, even if you didn't gain a single pound, Beth, you would be like, oh my gosh, all of this chronic pain and stuff I was dealing with, poof, gone. That's a buy-in factor. And I'm loving that you got that effect. Loving every minute of ketosis. That just put things back into perspective for me. Well, I sense that people want to make weight loss this be-all, end-all marker. And again, don't get me wrong. Weight loss is cool. People love weight loss. You can see it in people's bodies. People love seeing a number change on the scale. And so I get it. But at the same time, what happens when the number slows down on the scale? What happens if, pray tell, you start to gain weight while you're doing keto? You really start having head stuff going on at that point. And so a lot of people, it stresses them out. I get a lot of questions for my Keto Talk podcast. And that's one of the biggest things. People, oh my gosh, I went keto and I gained weight. How is this happening? It's not possible. And I'm like, can you chill just a little bit for me? Because that stress of going through all those mental games, which is all it is, you guys, that stupid machine is just showing your relationship to gravity on this earth. That's all it's doing. It's not telling you how well you're doing on your ketogenic journey. And so don't ever buy into that your weight is your health. Your weight is an aspect of your health, yes, but it's not equivalent to your health. So when you get your head right about that, then you realize, oh, well, what else is going on? And that's where all these subjective signs of keto success come into play. Nomo Margaret says, it took me over a year to get healthy. I didn't lose weight, but I did drop inches. And that's the other thing. Thank you for that, Margaret. You might not be losing any weight on the scale, and yet it shows up in a smaller waist size, inches lost. And if you're doing a strength training program, perhaps you're putting on weight while you're on keto because you're gaining muscle. So don't automatically assume that higher weight on a scale is necessarily a bad thing. The permanently exhausted pigeon, keto has balanced my hormones so well that we went from infertility to moving the needle to discussing having our first successful pregnancy. So congratulations. Beautiful binge eater. I didn't lose weight on keto, or don't lose weight on keto. I have to fast, but I don't gain weight on keto. I stay within a couple of pounds. And for me, that's huge. I've never been able to stabilize my weight. And that's the other thing. People that come at it to get all the other benefits that come with keto, A lot of people do this not for weight loss. So if you're measuring your success on keto simply by weight loss, when your body may not need or want weight loss at all, how else are you going to manage it? For Beautiful Binge Eater, she'll tell you it's those triggers that used to make her want to binge that are now under control because of keto. That's a huge win. Huge win. And it needs to be celebrated. Let's have some hearts if you know what is a lying liar that lies. Yes, Beth, that is my favorite line to describe the scale. It is the lying liar that lies. All right. If you have general questions, Elaine, if you have general questions for me, you can send me a private message through Instagram. You can also email me, livinglowcarbman@charter.net. But we stay on the subject of the Jimmy Rants. This is a show I do on a daily basis, so we stick with the subject. And today's subject is subjective signs of keto success and why weight loss isn't the goal. Low-carb laws, all foot and ankle pain now gone. Years of recurring plantar fasciitis never returned again. Weight loss is just the side effect, and a good one at that. Awesome. So the bottom line, you guys, in this Jimmy Rants that I want to communicate loud and clear is this. You're going to hear people say, I quit keto because it didn't work. What that's code for is, I quit keto because I didn't lose weight. And what we need to do as advocates for this way of eating, as people that are trying to communicate what keto is all about, that keto's not a weight loss diet. Keto has a great healing property to it that would make weight loss happen, but it's not primarily about weight loss. It's about all those health things that happen in your life. And so when you hear people say, well, keto didn't work for me, ask them, so what did you measure besides weight to see if it was working for you or not working for you? 99.9999% of the time, they only measured weight. So then that's where we can have this as an education piece to start talking about inflammation levels, start talking about insulin, start talking about blood sugar, start talking about all the things that are relevant in discussing keto. Because all those things, and even the subjective things, like, were you able to go long periods of time between meals? What about your energy? What about your cravings? Were you tired in the afternoon? Yada, 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 yada. You could go down the line, and maybe, just maybe, you'll make them think about why they gave it up, and think about, oh my gosh, I was getting great benefit. I just couldn't see it because I was so hyper-focused on the weight. Can't wait to hear about your blood test results. I know they're going to be remarkable. Thank you, Teresa LH. Yeah, I'm going to be sharing about the keto carnivore experiment that I'm doing. Lots of really interesting data subjectively that I've seen with this, but seeing the hard data with these blood markers is going to be really interesting. So follow me on Keto Hacking MD podcast. So the Keto Hacking MD podcast, ketohackingmd.com, if you want to hear that over the next few Fridays. 21 dances with dogs. I needed to hear this today. I lost 50 pounds the first 6 months on keto and nothing at all during the past 6 months, but I feel so much better. And that's a benefit. That is such a benefit. How many people walk around eating standard American, even eating the so-called healthy diet, the low-fat, high-carb? How many of them walk around and can say, I feel good, I feel satiated, I feel happy, I have all of these great markers that I'm doing really, really well? I would dare say very few of them. Very few of them. Even if they've lost weight or not lost weight, very few of them will tell you that they feel well. But almost everybody that goes keto and does it in a well-formulated way and eats mostly real whole foods and are actually in ketosis and getting all the benefits of it, even if the weight loss is not happening, they're still the first to tell you, I feel good. I'm doing some really good things in my health, because you can feel it. And if you're having trouble the last 6 months with no weight loss, it could be that you're either at or close to the weight that you should be, and or maybe there's things that are stopping it. So the stress, the lack of sleep, the hormonal imbalances, that kind of thing. Go and listen to my podcast I did last week on the Livin' La Vida Low Carb Show, llvlc.com if you want to listen. But look up Dr. Gus Vickery. I interviewed this medical doctor, and he explained how he has to talk to patients about their expectations regarding weight and how it's a little bit skewed of what the world, the mainstream world, is telling you that you need to focus on. Go listen to him. He has a really compelling argument for why you shouldn't worry about that. Mississippi Keto, hey, no more diabetes, no more hypertension, no more skin tags, plantar fasciitis, joint pain, inflammation, no more snoring, low anxiety. The list goes on and on. And again, if you never lost another pound, all of those things would be reason enough to keep doing keto. Jack's, Ketosaurus Jack says, eczema, asthma, anxiety, depression, IBS, PMS, acne, sinus problems, all gone since I went keto. Again, great list. And again, if that's all you ever got on keto and you never lost a pound, you would do it for all those things. Again, M. Lisner, thank you for that question. That's a general question, and I'm talking about that subject that's on the pin post down there. So please send me any questions that you have that are general questions, either in a private message here on Instagram or livinglowcarbman@charter.net. So thank you for that. All right, guys, that is it for this episode of Jimmy Rants. JimmyRants.com is the website. And if you want to know how we do the show, here's how it works. We start off over on Instagram. Go follow me there at livinglowcarbman, LIVINLOWCARBMAN. Once you're there, you can engage in the content live, just like all these people did here today. Thank you, guys. If you missed the live, you can actually watch it on replay for up to 24 hours. So go follow me on Instagram. After that, we pop them all over onto YouTube. So go watch all the past episodes on YouTube. Jimmy Rants as a keyword search, you will find them. And then finally, we have a Jimmy Rants podcast, which has the best of the best moments of this here show. All of it is at jimmyrants.com. So until next time, we'll see you then.